Okay. It occurred to us, it was actually Richard Mitchell and I were freezing at the observatory one day in winter. It was so cold. And I started thinking about an oft discussed topic, a better warm room idea. And this is just an idea to put forth to the membership to think about. It's just to gauge your interest. That's me with my fundraiser hat. I always have a different fundraiser hat. Whoops. Hang on here. This is a project that is intended to be almost entirely funded or maybe even completely funded outside of the club. That's what fundraisers do. Find grants, donations, sponsorship. It would not place a large financial burden on the society, not on the club. If I can raise the money, we could maybe do it. If everybody liked the idea, if not, then we can't. It's just a pie in the sky idea. The board is very interested in people's ideas and wants them to bring them forward and let us see what you're thinking, what is of interest to the membership. And this is one of them. Tonight's just meant to showcase general idea, not, we don't have the time to discuss what if we did this, what if we did that, or, well, that's for a later date. This isn't even, we're not voting on this. But I do have a link at the end about where to send in your thoughts by emails or questions. And please do, because we want to know whether this is something that a direction you might want to go. Now, this is our warm room now. And there's some problems. It's tiny. It's unsafe by social distancing standards in today's post-COVID world. There's no ventilation or fresh air except by holes where the mice have chewed through. It's 3 people really feel confining. If somebody in a wheelchair tried to be in there, it would be really hard to maneuver.
Is that a warm room? I thought it was a storage room.
Well, it sort of mostly is. It's mostly a mouse house. But we're working on that too. It has a rodent problem, a lot of mice. I recently got a donation to get somebody to come up and fix the rodent problem, but it's kind of chronic. It's currently being used for a storeroom. It's extremely limited. It's fine if there's only 5 people in the club. But don't we want crowds? Don't we want people at a star party to have some place to go to get out of the sun, or to get, away from mosquitoes, or to, stay warm? Even in summer, it gets chilly. Why spend time and energy on something that we've already outgrown? And we certainly will outgrow in the future. So what are our wants and needs? Well, heat. We need heat. If we host groups, we host groups of kids up there, scouts, air cadets, homeschoolers. And I watched those little kids freezing up there. Even the stoic air cadets. They need to be kept warm, or allowed to warm up in between lessons. And even in summer nights, as I said, it can get chilly. Seating. There's really very few places to sit down at the observatory. Standing for a long period of time, stargazing. When we're talking, on a good sky, we'll stay out there for hours. Standing up for a long period of time is hard on the young, on the old, and on the disabled. A lounge, perhaps, place for gathering, a reading room, a place to entertain a visiting dignitary. The MP comes, we're kind of a pet project of his. He tries to come up every year or two in the summer and check it out and see what we've done, and talk to us about our needs. We could maybe even hold meetings there. A classroom. We need a place to teach that notorious NOVA project that Rask has been promising us if they ever finish it. Or we could create our own or prep visitors on what they're about to see at the scopes. A place to stay warm while looking at the tablets showing what our new EA telescope, electronically assisted astronomy scope, is doing. Okay. Oh, okay. Coffee shop. Well, spring for dining. A place for like Danny and maybe helpers for Danny can stop and have lunch out of the sun. A gallery wall where we could put astro pictures from our members. A place for our library. We have a library. We have no place to. It's at Richard Mitchell's house. A clubhouse. We could maybe meet there for an occasional pizza before our Saturday nights. This will never fit in our warm room. So a solution could be a shipping container. Okanagan Center has 2. One is there. This is what I was thinking. It would look like on the inside. It can be painted white. It comes with everything, but we wouldn't need air conditioning. We wouldn't need electric lights. It could be bench seating, lots of storage, because we do need storage too. This is it's a warm room. It's waterproof, it's fireproof, it's windproof, it's rodent proof, it's insect proof, and as secure as things can generally be these days. We wouldn't have to insure it. Oh dear. Well, that throws a little wrench into it. Oh, good. Okay. Now it doesn't have to look like a dumpster. It can look like colors. It can look like cool space things. It can look like anything you want. Vinyl skins that they put on to make things look interesting, including our own astrophotography. I was thinking where it would go. To the west of the pads is that glare from seashell. If we put it further away from there, so that it doesn't block any stars, it would block the line of trees and it would block the light from seashell. And the helicopters. And it would sit something like that with the windows facing away and the door facing the observatory. The cost, 34,720. Foundation cost to build on, the city requires, or the district requires a foundation of sorts of $500 is all we'd need to come up with, because I found a structural engineer who is willing to donate the $1,000 he charges to the club. 1 minute. Okay. Oh my goodness. We could find someone to build storage benches. Electricity costs is a $2,500 generator. And we could do things like the skin later. The board wants to know a whole lot of things, and they're all listed here. If you go to the YouTube, you can take a look at things we want to know. You think it's a good idea? Do you like the idea? Would you be more inclined to go to the observatory and bring friends and people and family and kids if we had this there? Would you use the library more if it was up there? Would you, we were thinking of doing like a special nights where we'd focus on planets or globular clusters, and you'd go a little before dark. Richard Corbett would give a talk on globular clusters in the warm room, and then you go out to the observatory and you'd look at the clusters for an hour and then just go from there, whatever you wanted to look at. But the club, they want to know what you think of this idea. You can write to the exec, and you could write to my email, Laurel Ennis, if you have any questions. It's very abbreviated talk. And my voice lasted all the way through.